saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
And I saw that he had an interesting quote in the research packet that we had after last week's game. It's all on me now. I've got to lead my team and find a way for us to win a game. 0-2, but they're at home. I guess he's going to try and find a way to get the home crowd involved early.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On first down, it's Benson. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Second and 7.
48-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll go again with Benson. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Now you look at the Saints defense. It's a unit that has had all sorts of issues against the pass. Dead last in the NFL, number 32 in the league.
Definitely going to need to be physical with these receivers, whether that's right at the line of scrimmage, trying to jam them and bump them off their routes, or when the ball arrives and you go ahead and put your shoulder into them and try and knock it loose. Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
A wall of bodies there. Nowhere to burrow through the line on the quarterback sneak. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Brings up second and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On the give, Jeanty. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here is third down and 4. They'll set up to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Brings up fourth down.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The drive will begin with a run by Benson. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain, his guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week, so he's really stringing together some good football.
So not only did he get a gold star, he might have gotten a gold watch too, huh?
Hurts sets up to throw it. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. On fourth down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. I call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's complete. It's Ashton Jeanty. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
14 yards. And the Saints, first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, New Orleans. Malik Nabers, his second touchdown on the season. And the Saints are on the board first here this afternoon. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. Miami set to take over. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Now the numbers for Benson in last week's ball game. 14 carries, 57 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game when a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Another run here with Benson. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Throwing is Hurts. And that is incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
This is taken at the 15. Call it a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. You talk about this Miami defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch. But nothing doing on that one.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
It's a gain of 22 yards. That's good for a Saints first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. The Saints had 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that. And what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room. But they do have to start winning some games.
Brian Daboll reaching for that challenge flag, and he's going to have the officials review this call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Xavier Worthy, 40 yards. And the Saints lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Boy, just zero hesitation from the rookie passer there, partner. He is coming out firing in this opening quarter.
And all the talk leading into this game was that pass rush, talking about challenging this guy, getting into his grill, getting into his space. And how about him? Might be his first year in the NFL, but I don't see any fear in him at all. How about that big-time throw right out of the gate?
Play action. Here's Hurts. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Second and 6 at the 25-yard line.
From the 25, here's second and 6. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. Running out of the gun here with Benson. As they are looking at a second down and 6 coming up. And he'll have the Dolphins first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
That's good for a Dolphins first down.
On first down, right back to Benson. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
He's brought down
second down and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Let's go. Trimmer.
A give up the middle with Benson. And he stopped immediately there. The Dolphins on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is third and 8. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
A gain of a yard. Brings up second and
Here's Hurts to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Benson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
That's another Dolphins first down.
Now a give right side. Alexander. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Dolphins are back within a score. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Saints to take over. They've lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. They'll start on the ground with Genty. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up second and 7.
Here's a play fake as they set up the throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Blake Gillikin on the punt now on fourth down. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Zone read. Here's Benson. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. It's third and 10.
Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
They run over center with Benson. Will be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. A handoff here to Benson. Now they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37.
A give. Here comes Benson. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. From the gun, it's Hurts. There's a short one pulled in by Sinnott.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first.
Hey, let's go.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And a nice pickup as this one gets them to the 10-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. That's complete. Left side to Worthy. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
It's 4th down.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll go. Here's Genty. And he will have the first down here as he's up to the 15. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Back to throw now on 1st down. That's into the hands of Worthy. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Now it's 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
He'll look to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Intercepted. The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. The 20. 5, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Coker, 47 yards. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Saints offense and Xavier Worthy set to take over once more. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
At the 33-yard line.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to try and go deep again. And that is incomplete. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game.
And it's a fumble. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free. But a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. 25 yards that time.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And that's going to be incomplete.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull him down in the end zone. But the coverage was good. And it winds up with...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards. A 12-yard loss, and it brings up third.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became third and long. The drive...
He's got him in. Complete. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. And Xavier Worthy with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Saints have taken the lead. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And able to get this out to the 25. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored, and now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. From the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On a sneak, it's Hurts. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated Bruce. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard at the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second and a yard. Looking to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. And he's got this down to the 35. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
That's to his running back, complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
For the field goal, a 47-yard attempt.
And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Benson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hurts. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A big play there. 71 yards. And the Dolphins have cut it back within a score. Extra point splits the uprights. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Hurts sets up to throw it. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
It's a gain of 29. That's good for a Dolphins first down.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
47-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. Here's a 2nd and 8. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. And some room to work. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 89 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
On the give, it's Benson. Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 17-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. And all in all, pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Now, the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And now they're in the hurry up.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
That's into the hands of Worthy once again. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
A give out of the gun to Genty. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Even keeping the back in for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
That is incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And that will force a turnover on downs. Throwing is Hurts. Looking outside, and he's got a man. That's Benson. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point 4th quarter lead. From the 41, here's 2nd and 6.
41-yard line.
This is hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. They go play action here on first down. They'll get this out to Genty. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9 now. He'll get that complete to Harrison. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The numbers throwing the ball have been great. He's up over 300 yards now for the game. On first down, he'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it with an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on first and goal.
First and goal, New Orleans.
Genty will score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Touchdown.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Miami's offense set and ready to go. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Pass caught by Fannin. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 8.
They'll run here with Benson. Room here to run. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll go again with Benson. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd down and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They go play action with Hurts. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Here's Hurts to throw. He'll try and do this himself. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. That's caught right side by Worthy. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
At the 22-yard line.
2nd and 1. That man again, it's complete. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. On first down, it's Genty. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Right back to Genty on first down. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. They'll look to throw. Pass complete there to Harrison. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Marvin Harrison Jr. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Saints are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So the Dolphins now down by 10. A minute 52 to play. And they're in danger of a third straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. And all the way down to the 29.
And the Dolphins first down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Hurts. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
22 yards. That's good.
Hurts going to move him around.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Back to throw here. And he's going to go down. Saints back at the 13-yard line. Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. Here now, 2nd and goal. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
4 yards on the pickup. It's now 3rd and goal.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw here. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And his kick is indeed good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too, having the football counts.
You're so litigious. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked at the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Saints, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.